Oh, that's a lovely shot. Opening phase of the bat, through the covers and 4 runs.
Yes, it really was a fine shot, and of course Mongia will be happy. Goes for a hook shot, didn't quite get it. It's falling safely. Pollock just testing, and they're going for 2. They'll have to be a little bit quick here. In the end, they do it quite easily.
On your screen, for us, it's quite a large difference.
Well, that's a terrific shot from Vikram Rathore.
The batsman gets more relaxed, but he has an opportunity to play a long inning. And the very first ball spinning away from Rathore, and he's gone.
95 minutes, but reaching out for this one, and a simple catch to Dave Richardson behind the wicket. Cyril Mixley raising that dreaded finger, and Vikram Rathore begins a long walk back. He's out for 30.
Having said that, he's beautifully played through the covers. Lovely shot by Mongia, and it's going to be 4 runs.
So far, and they can afford to have good closing fielder, firm stroke, a firm push. This will get him about, I think, should get about 3. Long chase for Hensey, and this is a sign of a good player because he got into position straight away with his leg. And a fluent cover drive, you cannot ask for better, and the ball was there to hit.
Out! Bowled him out! The miss by Richardson has cost Alan Donald nothing, South Africa nothing, and India have lost their 2nd wicket.
Somehow seemed a little out of sorts, was drop played, an airy drive at the next one, and this time the ball going through between bat and pad, perhaps brushing the back pad just a little bit and crashing onto the stumps. That's the 2nd Indian wicket down for 46. Nayan Mongia is out for 21.
Sachin
Back.
a little fortuitous. In the air, but just wide of Paul Adams, who'll chase this, but in vain for more.
Oh, what a lovely shot. That is absolutely perfect straight drive, just past the feet of the bowler. It won't get 4, but it's a lovely shot nonetheless. What a lovely shot. Sachin Tendulkar getting the width, and he's not going to save. Rahul Dravid had seen the gap.
Trade more.
Now when they hit like that, they stay hit. It's a magnificent cover drive.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
Absolutely brilliant. Again, Sachin Tendulkar looking ominously good. Well, that's classic Tendulkar. It really is super. It went behind square.
Spell after lunch. And Tendulkar once again never lose an opportunity. Whenever there's a loose delivery, and first ball, a shot outside off stump.
What a luxury that is, to be able to toss the ball just about anyone on the field and tell them to have a bowl. And he's got him, Brian McMillan, great catch. Tendulkar just wafting a one outside off stump, and McMillan tidies up and does the rest. Well, that's a big blow for India.
To bowl, and if you see, the ball was not there to be drived and slightly outside the off stump. He played it too early, but a perfect wicket for South Africa. And you can see from McMillan's face and as well from Captain Hensey's face that this is the one they were looking for all this afternoon.
And I'm sure that's what got him 35 in 55 balls. India 100 for 3. He handy averaged that, 46.41, but not too many runs in this current series.
And I think he must be quite annoyed. What a way to start when you face a first ball and then hitting over the rope. You cannot ask for a better start. His off-stump was and a full toss on the leg stump and loose delivery, and Dravid is not missing the opportunity. It's a bad miss. Very bad miss here. Should have stopped. There was no excuse for that. I think
That's a fine drive by Dravid. That'll be 4. Well played indeed. Hansi Cronje at that stage just over pitching a little bit. That's well played. It's really money per jam. That a short delivery from Cronje. That's a fine shot. That'll be 4. That's well played indeed. And there it is. That's well played. That's a boundary. That's a very good shot as well. And that's a very, very, very good 50 to Rahul Dravid. He has played superbly. Batting number 3 today for India. 53 runs of 133 balls in 174 minutes. And that really has been impressive.
took a delivery and he pulled it nicely. He got into position very early and it's over the rope. And shot one, he picked up very well. And over the rope, it's a big 6. Very early, getting into position. And another beautiful stroke. Thumping cover drive. And definitely put a lot of pressure on Adams.
Another very loose ball, and it's 4 runs all the way. Well put away there. It really was a good shot by Ganguly. Well, that's another good stroke. Hansi Cronje trying to get a Yorker in there, but what good timing. His feet didn't move too much. It's going very fine. He won't get there. It's his 50, and a very, very fine 50 it is. At the same time, it's India's 200 up, 202 for 3.
This is nicely played, and it's running away towards the boundary. Adams is after it. Just, oh no, he couldn't scoop it back.
Now, Rahul Dravid has played the pull shot pretty well throughout this innings, and of all of them that he's played, he had less control. In the air and out, caught McMillan. Ganguly goes. South Africa have made their breakthrough that they required.
Only himself to blame. Look at that now. No movement of the back foot at all. Just trying to steer it. And Brian McMillan taking a very, very good catch low to his left. And isn't Lance Klusener happy? Those big hands clasping that catch. Sourav Ganguly is out for 73. India 245 for 4.
And that's it. He gets past Paul Adams, and lovely. What's absolute beautiful square drive. That is laying back on his feet. That's 4 more. The crowd in ecstasy. It's not a very large crowd today. Partly Donald Azharuddin. Once more. This is a fielder has no chance at all. There's so much power in that shot. So much shoulder, so much timing.
Sometimes you have to pay the price to be too attacking. Azhar really going after the bowling for the score of 266. Let's have a look at this. Shot, quick, nowhere in the position Azhar. He wanted to hook that. He gives a dolly at mid-on. Another catch for Hudson in Test cricket. Mohammad Azharuddin gone for 18. India 5 for 260.
And there he goes and get his 100. He should get at least 2 here. And he got it quite easily. And what a great feeling to score a 100. And that has to be not at home, but abroad.
Full delivery and hit through the covers, 4 runs. This is away, backward a point, and I think it'll have enough on it just to beat the fielder to the boundary. It does. And having said that, he does go for the shot and gets it away down to third man for 4 runs.
Close to the wickets, and that changes the line. Well, there we are. We were just talking about it. Now there's a classic shot. Absolutely superb shot of a man in form. And this is what we've been waiting for him to come out of his shell and easy. So Madanlal deserves a great deal of credit. That's through the field. It's going to be at least 2 and probably 3 as Sean Pollock has to come across from mid-on. Not going to reach the boundary. They're already into the 3rd as he picks it up. So thoughts of a 4th, but Dravid quite happy to stay down.
A glorious cover drive, and should go all the way to the boundary. And the moment he gets one, he never hesitates to play his fluent cover drive. Very cool, collective. And this one, a flowing cover drive, and going all the way to the boundary. And this time the timing was perfect. The ball will be leaving the bat, it won't be coming in. So if he hits over the top, then he has to be precise, and this time he picked it very nicely and put him away over mid-wicket. Heading down to third man, should get at least 3 here. Depends on David whether he would like to come. Yes, he's ready. So 3 more good runs for it. Played it nicely, uses his wrist, and it's a very good stroke. It's not the easiest stroke to play, with quicker delivery coming onto your bat, but he picked it up very nicely.
Very easy to bowl on this ground.
That's a good connection indeed. 4 more runs to Srinath. Trying it again, that time along the ground, and it's also beaten the field through the gap, and that's 4 more. So that's 8 runs off 2 deliveries. And Paul Adams is starting to take some stick from Javagal Srinath. And who knows, if it comes off, they might end up getting 500. It didn't on this occasion. That's a lovely shot from Srinath. Quicker ball from Adams, and that's 4. Indian flag flying there in the stand, and why not? Fine shot from Dravid. That really is a beautiful shot. The on drive is one of the nicest shots in the book to see and also to play, and that control was absolutely superb. And Srinath going after Donald. He just straight up in the air. Andrew Hudson underneath it, and very similar dismissal to Mohammad Azharuddin. And Srinath is on his way. Performance from Srinath. He played very nicely indeed for his 41.
Off the ribs or off the face.
And is he caught? He is indeed. Very good catch indeed by Daryl Cullinan at first slip, and Ganesh is caught at slip. Catch indeed by Cullinan.
Yes, he dropped a simple catch off Rathore, but this one going low. He had to stay low. The ball was dropping. It's not easy to catch. It's not easy to get your hands under the ball.
On 9 hours. That's mammoth stuff. This is in the air. Is he caught? He is. Well, what a pity that such a wonderful innings has got to end just too short of his 150, and on the stroke of 9 hours at the wicket for India. And lovely to see Hansi Cornier run all the way across the field and pat Rahul Dravid on the back. He got the wicket. Pollock took the catch at deepish mid-off. But nice to see the South African captain run across, pat him on the back, and the South Africans giving him as warm applause as the huge, wondrous crowd. What an innings.
And he's off the mark with a 4 along the ground, through the slip cordon. First boundary of the morning. That's a good stroke. Solidly struck. Didn't even think about running because he didn't have to. It's nicely played too. That swung in late to Hudson. Oh, and a misfield, and he's got ball for it. It's nicely played by Hudson. They should get 3 here. If it doesn't go for 4, which it doesn't. In fact, that's good running. Very good running from Gary Kirsten in particular. As this is hit away safely. And 4 or 6. It was marginal. Signalled 6.
Up on his toes. That's a classic Kirsten shot. All the way for 4. Up. First ball, he's out. And there it is. What a good decision by Captain Sachin Tendulkar. First ball. Quick delivery, good bounce, and this is what I've been predicting for so long, that Anil Kumble, if he changed his line from middle and leg to off, would gain a lot of help from the Wanderers wicket and from others around in Centurion Park and so on. Look how happy he is. Yes. Off the mark. That'll go for 4. So Adam Bacher off the mark, to the great joy. There's a wonderful atmosphere here at the Wanderers.
Srinath angling this onto the leg stump. Kirsten is quick to take advantage. They're going to run, though they've run 2 and settled for that.
Edged and dropped. And that'll go for 4. Very fast outfield, even though we've had so much rain. Frustration for another edge, and very fortunate here. Gary Kirsten did not intend that at all. Unlucky Srinath. Very, very frustrating for him. Fine stroke, slightly overpitched, and this is one of the strengths of Adam Bacher.
Now that's close, and he's out. He's given him.
Well, we've known that English umpires do tend to do this. Adam Bacher deciding not to play a shot, and Javagal Srinath gets his reward. Bacher was far forward, but the ball was angling in towards the stumps, and of course it doesn't matter if the pad is outside off stump if you don't play a shot. Hitting him on the knee roll, maybe bouncing over. He's disappointed, and quite rightly so.
That really is a terrific shot from Daryl Cullinan, and these outfields here in South Africa certainly do reward the batsman for.
And so as soon as he's seen Cullinan come to the wicket, he's brought Venkatesh Prasad. Things not going quite the captain's way at the moment. Cullinan flicking the ball away for 3.
And he's got him! That is a terrific delivery, misjudged by Gary Kirsten, and that off stump has been knocked out the ground from a Prasad delivery that just jagged back a little bit.
And I concede that Prasad is a lot slower than Javagal Srinath, but not by much. Gary Kirsten completely misjudging that, expecting the ball to run along with the angle towards the wicketkeeper. The ball nipping back and knocking the off stump out of the ground.
And that's almost an identical copy of the way Gary Kirsten got out in Durban. The African captain to the crease. The ball only some 16 odd overs old, so it's still quite hard and new and shiny. Off the mark straight away with a boundary.
Well, Prasad trying to bowl a little quick, short, wide, just the kind of delivery.
That's a fine shot. Cullen just working that off his pads. And Prasad not able to get around to stop that boundary. And that's another magnificent shot for 4. Not bad bowling at all, just very good batting. Well, that's a fine shot by the captain. Once again, not a half volley, but striking it through that vacant spot in the covers.
Well, just an indication of how good this pitch is, in fact.
And look at that. That's vintage Daryl Cullinan. That's a glorious off drive. That's better. That's 4 runs. You see, that will give him a lot of confidence, because it's the short pitch deliveries that have given him most trouble, and he has said, I'm going to go after Srinath. If he's... He'll get 4 runs. There's no third man. He was late in playing the shot, but he played it neatly in the end.
That's beautifully struck away. That was more of a tired delivery from Surinath, and Cullinan having no problem to just dispatch that in front of square for 4. And that might just be... Oh, it's out! I was about to say that might be 4 more, and brilliantly caught just in front of square leg, because Daryl Cullinan hit that very hard indeed.
Pankaj Zarmani, who's substituting for the injured Lakshman. He was at forward short leg, but he'd been pushed back to square leg. Srinath banging another one in short. This one has been struck right over the middle of the bat, and Pankaj Zarmani latching onto it. He's looking at his fingers, but he's done the job. Daryl Cullinan, after a brilliant 33 out, 1.
In the air, went for it in the end. Mongear under it and completes the catch. And there was something reasonably inevitable about that.
Bowlers frightened the life out of batsmen overseas. Hansi Cronje was definitely not going to get behind the line of the ball. He was just going to play his shots. And that miss hook taken by Nayan.
He has been very good today. That was over pitch on the leg stump. Beautifully played by Macmillan.
Well, that's beaten the field very cleanly past the cover point fielder. Very well balanced, well struck, middle of the bat shot. Oh, that's a nice shot. Not very safe. Little out of reach of the man at slip. Get 3 runs. That's going to be 4 runs. Beautiful drive right through extra cover between the man at cover point and wide mid-off. Well, Srinath was running injured, and Prasad was running a temperature, and here Prasad seems to be straying a little, doesn't he?
Well, over to you. Oh no, over to you. This one goes very fine. Far too fine. Well, that's the shot of his innings so far. He really played that superbly. Look. That's the South African 200.
Yeah, that's a very good shot from Sean Pollock. Just standing up on his toes and smashing that through the covers just forward a square. And there's bat on that again, and that's 4 more for Sean Pollock. Brian McMillan going for the pull, a little bit uppish, didn't quite hit the middle of the bat. Certainly get 3 here, and that's a good bit of chasing. And 3 it is to big Brian McMillan. That's a good shot from Pollock. Not very short at all, actually, just marginally short, but Pollock picking up the length very quickly and dispatching it past mid-on for 4. Air is quite thin. That is a magnificent shot. Goodness me, this man's in pretty good nick.
These 2 bowlers, Venkatesh Prasad and Srinath, will have to bowl long spells. That's another boundary. That's brilliantly played. That wasn't very short. That's 50 for Sean Pollock. That's a brilliant innings. He came in at the wicket when South Africa were 147 for 5.
Running the ball down to the vacant 3rd man region, and that's 4 more. Short one, Pollock going after it, and he's hit that very nicely indeed. And 4 more runs to this young all-rounder in front of square. Just well played.
That's poor stuff from Srinath. He's bowled so well in the morning.
And that's a big shout, and Peter Willey's given him out. So Brian McMillan's on his way. Just has a little bit of a look at Peter Willey. I feel maybe there was an inside nick. Is that another 50? Let's have a close look here.
Can't really make out from here. He's trying to play it across right in front of the wicket. South Africa 6 down for 259.
And he played it very nicely and opened the face of the bat, and there's no...
Playing that very late and picking up 4 runs.
He's gone, and there he tried the shot again, and that's how we've been talking about how clever Ganguly is. He holds out the carrot. Dave Richardson got away with it once, didn't get away with it again, closing his eyes in frustration, and that really was made look even simpler by this wonderful Azharuddin. He's a great slip fielder, one of the best I've ever seen, and he just stood and touched this one as though it was a fly. Look at that. But really another difficult catch made look good. Ganguly, this man is underrated, let me tell you. Dave Richardson goes for 13,208.
Arnold and Adams.
Lance Klusener deciding that he's had enough of just watching and prodding. Well, that's out. Umpire Mitchley wasn't about to give a decision until Sean Pollock himself walked. That was a beauty of a delivery early part of the over down the leg side, but he's got this ball to move away a little bit, and that nick being gobbled by Nayan Mongia. And Sean Pollock, after a superb innings of 79, is out. He has taken South Africa away from the spectre of a follow-on in that partnership with Brian McMillan, and the crowd rising to him.
Well, this is a huge hit, and it's going to be 6, and the crowd love it. Bowled him, held it back, slow ball, clever bit of bowling from Venkatesh Prasad, and Donald's middle stump has gone.
This one, the leg cutter, you can see rolling his fingers over the ball. Ball didn't deviate too much, but because it came so slow, it deceived Alan Donald. He's bowled for 4, South Africa 318 for 9.
And he's out. He needs only 1, Srinath, to bag his 5 wickets, and Paul Adams is out, caught at short leg off the inside edge, and then I think onto the pad, and Paul Adams on his way.
And Srinath leading the Indian team off the field, and deservedly so. That inside edge going as a simple catch to forward short leg, giving Srinath 5 wickets in an innings. And there the hand comes out to shake the bowler, who's really bowled manfully, shouldered the burden for the Indian team. Rahul Dravid, the centurion in the first innings, the first to congratulate Srinath.
Fielder.
That'll be 4, which is a sharp, short delivery from Lance Klusener. Another short delivery, Mongia playing it very well indeed. Alan Donald down there at fine leg was unsighted. Now, the one... It's another very good effort by Andrew Hudson, I think it was, in the gully. Alan Donald applauding that. There's runs for Rator. Certainly 2. I think that's all it'll be. That was well played in that vacant region down to third man. Gary Kirsten tidying up.
And this will amuse him not a bit, because Vikram Rathod tried to take his bat off at the last moment.
This is through and will go to the boundary. It wasn't a particularly aggressive shot. He seemed to just push at it.
His concentration is tremendous.
Nicely played, a long chase for Klusener. He won't make it.
With the team having got off to a brilliant start, 72, another boundary added to that. Straight drive from Nayan Mongia, off yet another full toss from Paul Adams and the senior members of the team. The intention there, as you can see from this shot as well. He swung it over between mid-wicket and mid-on.
You have to hurry. No, he's there and home and dry for a test 50. Well played, young man. Gold. Edged and out. 50 completed. Next ball. A really useful delivery from Alan Donald, and Brian McMillan making no mistake. It's a good shot. Really good stroke that. Back down the ground between mid-on and the stumps. Quicker one. Pulled away for 4. No problem whatsoever. Driven through extra cover exquisitely. It's 4 more. So the scoring rate going along very nicely indeed. Big appeal and out. I think Vikram Rathore knew he was out too. He almost walked for that.
This is what Donald's been striving for, trying to get Vikram Rathore onto the back foot in front of the wicket, noticing that Vikram Rathore goes back and across. Absolutely plumb. Gone for 44, India 109 for 2.
Tendulkar finds that gap. He'll get at least 2, probably 3. Now he's got 4.
Responsibility on his shoulders, facing Hansi Cronius' next delivery. That was a loose shot. And he's gone. He's done him again. Played a loose shot again, and the Indian skipper is back to the pavilion. That's how Sachin went. Ball pitching just outside the off stump. It came in. Sachin wanted to play it without moving his feet. And what a great catch completed by Mr. Reliable, Dave Richardson. Sachin Tendulkar gone for 9. India 3.
Oh, beautifully done. That's down the... It's going to beat Paul Adams.
It's a fine shot from Dravid. Obviously in good nick following his magnificent innings in the first innings. That was pretty well played, just gliding off the middle of the bat through that vacant area. That's well played by Ganguly. Beautiful timing once again through the covers. That's 4 more from the call at drive end. 4 more runs to Dravid. Short ball from Klusner. Dravid going on the cut, knowing there's no third man.
And he pulled it over mid-wicket and should get about 4, or maybe just... and another poor piece of fielding from Kirsten. And shot one, he picked up early and then hit it over mid-wicket. And it's a huge 6. Pretty much on the up and putting pressure on South African sides. And this one again slicing outside the off stump and beating a point fielder. He opened the face of the bat once again. It's a glorious drive through the covers. And this is the strength of Ganguly. And this one pulling it very nicely from outside the off stump. This is the strength of... Again, a glorious cover drive. You cannot ask for a better stroke. Once again, full toss, and his placement is superb.
Rahul Dravid continuing from where he left.
And there he cuts it beautifully outside the off stump. And there's no opportunity for anybody to stop that one. And that's all. He completes his 50. What a brilliant inning. Needs 4 more runs for his second 50. And this one he's played beautifully outside off stump. Slashing, and there was no fielder at the third man. Then completing his 50. Another good knock from Ganguly, and staying in dressing room.
What a beautiful shot from Ganguly. Loves to play on the offside. And that's gone for 4 runs. That's beautifully executed. Shoulder, elbow, foot.
That's a big one. Really superb shot. It bounced about 10 or 15 meters in, but umpire Willie bowled him, and that was the wrong one. As the first loose shot that we've seen for a long, long time.
Yes, they have been fairly quiet while the Indians have been making merry, and Ganguly deceived by that wrong one, all right, but he knew that the team needed quick runs, so he's played that shot more for his team than for himself, trying to make a little bit of room to play it on the offside.
He looked as though he was going to play it to the onside. Umpire Peter Willie gives another LBW decision. Azharuddin is not happy. He stopped, he's turned around, and there must have been some words, and certainly umpire Cyril Mitchley is talking to the fielders, and he's now walking up to Peter Willie.
Thing unsporting in his life, and certainly if Sean Pollock did say something, and it did look to me as if it would have gone down the leg side, maybe a bit of bat also in it.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was a shocking decision.
Good shot by Dravid, and that may be one. Alan Donald's pretty quick across the field, but it's going to beat him, and that's 4. Fine shot by Dravid, and Peter Willie signalling to the scorers. And he's got him. That's a terrific delivery from young Paul Adams. And he is delighted, celebrates with his fellow keeper.
If you see that again, Anil Kumble never read it at all. He just saw it go past.
So Kumble's on his way for 6.
He and Dravid were together at the crease.
Peel for LBW, up goes the finger. That was very full from Donald, it looked pretty straight. It's caught. Well, he's trying to force the pace. He plays a most unlike Dravid shot, but understand the situation. He was looking for runs.
Yes, the ball also came on a little bit slowly, given a bit more air. The fielder has been moved from mid-wicket to square leg, and a simple catch there near the square leg umpire. And isn't Adams happy? But yet another fine innings from young Dravid.
Sachin Tendulkar has decided to declare at 266 for 8. It's bowled! He's bowled him! Oh, what a breakthrough for India! The third last ball or second last ball of the day. Hudson making the fatal mistake of going back. Of course, a new batsman will not come out now. If a wicket falls in the last over, that's the end of the day's play, and this is how it happened.
Well, the ball rushing in. This is the flipper that Kumble bowls, and rattling the stumps. That's a very, very important breakthrough for India. This is what they wanted to do, get at least a wicket before the end of the day's play. They've
Out. Well, what a start that is for India. Just what they wanted. Kirsten looking to cut that away square, and it flew to Vikram Rathore.
look at that, hardly any movement of his feet, and trying to cut it. Good hard catch there by Vikram Rathore. Venkatesh Prasad strikes once more. He's had Gary Kirsten a few times in this series. Got him bowled a couple of times, but this time getting him to edge to Vikram Rathore.
It's nicely played away by Cullinan. Certainly get 2 and look for 3 here. Struck away. Beautiful shot. He hasn't got all the power into it that he would have liked, but it's kept the fielder interested and got away for 4. Knocked away for 2. Adam Bucker won't have a problem coming back to the second. There was a shout to catch it, but it went very quickly past the man at short leg. stroke. Cracking cricket shot that.
As we watch Daryl Cullen just edge one through the slips. No third man, of course, so it's... There's runs. We'll have to wait and see if it's bat or pad. Umpire Peter Willey confirming it was leg byes.
It was a shout for a leg before. Then that catch was completed, and it was very obvious that they were, in fact, appealing for that.
Fine shot from Adam Bucker, who's very strong on the offside. Anything slightly short. Run, certainly one. They'll look for two. And a bit of juggling by the fielders on the fence, and they'll come back for three. So that's not very clever cricket. Fine shot from Adam Bucker. That's through the covers. That'll be four. Well played. Another drive by Adam Bucker. That's four more. Fine shot through the covers. Picking that gap again. He's got him. That is a terrific delivery. Adam Barker again not playing a shot for the second time in this test match, and Prasad celebrates.
This could be another four, although it was a defensive shot. Very nicely played by Cullinan. He got right over the top of it, but the outfield down that side, very fast enough. Beautiful. This is vintage Cullinan. He's always on the lookout for the drive. No ball, and this will go for four. He didn't change the shot. Now that was a disaster, an absolute disaster. Hansie Cronje almost seemed as though he was half asleep. Anil Kumble ran across him, yes, but certainly he should not have allowed that. He should have barged him aside if necessary. He wasn't thinking. Watch how he backs up here.
Well, I don't think there was a run in Italy. The ball has been pushed just a little bit wide off the pitch. Now look, and it gave enough time for Anil Kumble to go, and what a simple run out. Hansie Cronje nowhere in the picture. He comes into the picture now, but there simply was no run in it, and one would have to question Daryl Cullinan's judgment in calling his captain for that run. South Africa are 71 for 4.
Brian McMillan. That's out. That's definitely out. Bat pad, a thick one. You could hear the two sounds, and Brian McMillan is gone. So that's the result.
Yes, he's got the big wicket. Brian McMillan's had an outstanding series so far, but you can see that thick edge onto his pads. A simple catch to Pankaj Dharmani. Srinath not bowling quite as quick because he's had a very, very long spell, but he's accurate.
Srinath.
And he bowled him straight away with the second delivery. What else one India can ask for?
South Africa 78 for the loss of 6 wickets.
Wicket to get with the second delivery. And at the more or less he beaten the batsman with the pace than anything else, and it came in a little bit slightly outside the perfect delivery and off stump and hitting off as well.
Mohinder, I feel if they're going to try and defend, they're going to lose easily. If they play their natural game, they're going to...
And we should get at least 3 or maybe 4. And the outfield is still pretty fast. And if Cullinan actually just lean into the stroke.
That's an over-pitch delivery, beautifully timed. Didn't have to do much. Richardson there. It's a good delivery, and he's gone. Dave Richardson, well held by Azharuddin, and India get the 7th wicket.
Azharuddin, and you can see how well he's taken the catch in the slip. There was slip and a gully, and the ball was going down and just picking up inches above the ground. A great catch.
One of the best fielders in the world, Mohammad Azharuddin. He held a beautiful catch in the first innings as well. Dave Richardson gone for... That was an over-pitch delivery, beautifully played. And the man looks good when he plays his strokes. He's very graceful. And 1 for 7. Shot. They've got a fielder for him over there, but that ball carries over the boundary. That's 6 runs for Cullinan, and that's his 50. Another great shot played by Cullinan, and a beautiful innings.
and pulling it ferociously from outside the off stump.
Anil Kumble once again. An over-pitch delivery. And Cullinan doesn't miss many of them. Kumble trying an extra bit over there, over-pitching.
Runs here as the ball bounces above Srinath's outstretched arm. He's very weary. And I suspect that he's got a shoulder problem. Claude. That'll be 4. Very good shot indeed. Nothing better in cricket than to see a ball hit straight back past the bowler. And even though the outfield down there particularly is wet.
And pulled it very nicely. Short ball outside the off stump, got into position very early once again. Cullinan. He's waiting for these short deliveries, and Prashad is bowling well and is driven beautifully. You cannot ask for a better stroke. He's getting into position early. Saurav Ganguly. Ganesh bowling his first ball. And driven beautifully past mid-off. Although the foot was never next to the ball.
And that was the one that was a leg spin. It turned into Klusner. He spotted it, and my goodness, did he half hammer that one away. This one he's got into the gap, but he's only going to get 1 and maybe 2. They'll turn for the second. This will be it. It's a bad ball, and he gets onto it and hooks it backward a square for 4. Up go both hands. His teammates on their feet. And he gets a bad one from Tendulkar, and he punishes it. He really smashes it away to mid-wicket. But this is a full toss now from Srinath. It looks as though he's quite intent on bowling well up to the bats. Well, this is going to be 4 runs, and whereas Cullinan decided not to take on the short delivery. Well, he's got one away through, and it's a beautiful shot, and it's going to go for 4.
Batting exceedingly well. Oh, there was a half chance that.
And should flight the ball much more. And this one he did, but beautifully played through the covers. Gloucester is not field from Rathore in the covers. He should have stopped that one. And this one turned, and he's gone, and ball turned round the wicket, hit his glove, and went straight into forward short leg. The wicket they wanted, they got it now. Cricket is a funny game. India's back to the game.
Just about 10 overs remaining, 2 wickets to get, and what are those 2 wickets? Alan Donald and Paul Adams. So the game comes alive again, yet again.
This time the ball hitting the rough and bouncing awkwardly and hitting the bottom hand and going straight into waiting forward short leg, and you can make out from Rahul Dravid's action that how pleased they are to get a breakthrough. And South Africa lose their 8 wickets. 49. He's decided to go for everything, and he's getting 4 here. He was not keen to go for 1. And a good effort from Dhamani at deep square leg, diving to his left. And now I think Indian got to stop a single here. So
things looking a bit grim.
It will be very sad if they decide to go off. It seems that the light has really gone bad, and umpire decided and asked the batsmen if they would like to carry on. Cullinan played a brave knock for his team, and more or less I would say helped his team to manage to draw this game, because there are 5 overs to go, and it all depends whether the light improves or it doesn't. I think they have to go in and then wait for the light to improve, but the chance it looks very dim.
Yes, it's only the formality that is left, isn't it? They have to wait, but it's just a matter of minutes, and there is no reason why the light, it is steady. It's not as if there's a passing cloud or anything. And the Indian fielding side looking very, 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 very dispirited.